What's up, everybody? It's HDGamer, and I'm here to talk about the Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games. Let's do it! If you've been around for a bit, then you know we haven't got a new entry in the series for a while. We got almost every year from 2008 to 2020, but they didn't do a 2018 one for some reason. They were in South Korea. Then we did get a 2020 games one. That game came out in 2019, and then a pandemic happened, so they pushed those games to 2021. After that, we did not see a new entry in the series because the Olympic Committee was like, NFTs. The series ended with the Mario and Sonic at the Tokyo 2020 Olympic Games. When the Paris Games were going on, I was making it my mission to collect all of the games, and I did a pretty good job, but I'm still missing a couple, unfortunately. We got Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games for the Wii and the DS. This was the first one, the Beijing 2008, as you can see on there, and on there too. I remember playing these at daycare. I didn't actually own them until 2024. At my daycare, someone had these games, one or both of them, and then everyone used to play them. Good time, fun time, great memories with these ones. And in a similar fashion, we had the 2010 Vancouver, which Canada, woo, is nowhere near where I live, but it's Canada. One of the few times Canada has hosted the games. The other time was Montreal, 1978, I think. I have to double check that. These ones were extra special because Canada, and they got the little Maple Leaf logo up there. Pretty sure this one was the first one to have a story mode, and then the portable ones had story modes up until Tokyo, which I'll get to in a bit. 2012, we had the Mario and Sonic at the London 2012 Olympic Games. I actually did own this one, not this exact copy. I got rid of it, but then I got it from the flea market near my cottage for a pretty good price, 25 buckaroos. I never had this one at all until 2025. The Retro Games where one of my homies took us to, and then I saw it and I was like, that's a pretty good price. A lot of things in there were not. Some people say that this is the best Mario and Sonic Olympic Games game, but I actually think it's this one because this one just has over 50 events. This one has 30, which is cool, but this one has over 50. Like, and it had the story mode. It's also kind of funny that we got like a Wii game and then a 3DS game like at the same time. I don't think the Wii U was out yet. It was just a funny combination. For anyone who's seen my Wii U collection video, mine's at the Sochi 23 Olympic Winter Games. I said in that one that I think this is one of the weaker Olympic Games entries, and I do believe that. But fun fact, actually it's kind of an unfortunate fact, this is the most recent Olympic Winter Games, one of these, period. Because they didn't do a 2018 one, they didn't do anything after 2020. If you look at the count for how many of each type of games there are, 7 Summer Games because there's multiple versions, and then there's 3 Winter Games. Vancouver one for DS and Wii, and then this one, and that's it. As a Canadian, I appreciate the Winter Games too, you know? This is the most recent of the Winter Games. It's taking over 11 years old. And this game came out actually late 2013, so it's even older than that. Wait, 12. It's 2026 now. What the heck, dude? For the Rio ones, those ones are the rarest and most expensive to get. I don't have them physically yet at the time of this video. Hey, what are you doing? I have them through other methods on my modded 3DS and Wii U. I was playing these the summer of the 2024 Paris Games, and I gotta say, I actually think the Rio Wii U one is the weakest entry in the Olympic Games series. And I think this one might even be as good as or maybe better than 2012 3DS. It has a story mode that you can get like the 3 endings. So you do the Team Mario one, the Team Sonic one, and then the both. I did all that. So as you see, they have a bunch of games here, right? And you can switch to the plus events, get other versions of the same events. But if you go into the story mode, you can do events that are in the 3DS London 2012 one. For example, Hammer Throw, which is my favorite Olympic event and my favorite one to play in these games that have it. When I found out that the story mode had special events that the Wii U one doesn't have, and even like the regular game section doesn't have, I was like, whoa, this game is way better than I realized. $103, look at that. Welcome back to Soup. Super Mario Maker, welcome back to Soup. We did not get a Mario and Sonic at the Pyeongchang 2018 Olympic Winter Games game. We did get Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games because they didn't do the heckin' thing where they say the year and the country, which I didn't like that they did that. And it's extra annoying because the series heckin' died after this one. They couldn't even give us that one more send-off to the other games in the series. That's a game. This one's actually pretty solid. It's the first home console one to have story mode. The concept is pretty cool of that. Our main squad gets teleported back into the 1964 Olympics, which was the last time Tokyo had the Olympic Games. I thought that was cool, and it's a fun way to get the retro-y versions of the Olympic Games. You have the modern ones. It says over 30 events to play. I think that's including the old and the new, like the 2D and the 3D ones. And there are dream events. I think there's only like 3 though. The Rio ones didn't really have dream events. They just had the plus event. I think they kind of wanted this one to be like the ultimate Olympic game experience, but I feel like they sort of peaked at the 2012 ones. There's nothing really wrong with this game either. It's a fine game. There's fun stuff to do. Sometimes I'll just pop it in and just do some javelin throw or throw in 100 meter where you get the spam button and things like that. I'm a pretty big fan of mini games, so that's why part of the reason why I like these games, but also just the theming around the Olympics. And I'm not really into like regular just sport, but the Olympics are different for me because it's such a event. Countries from all over the world coming together and competing, and something about that is just really cool to me. And of course I have all these games to play, but overall that's why I do like these games, because it's the celebration and the competition. Of course it's video games, so I love video games, which is why this video is happening. Here's a little funny thing that showed up before I started recording this video. This is the Vancouver 2010 coin. They just gave this at Petro Canada gas station. Pretty sure it was just over there on the shelf for a while. A few days before I was recording this video, it just sort of fell on the ground. I'm like, hey, that's perfect timing. Let's do a little fun thing where I talk about my 4 most played ones. Minus on to get the Sochi ones. I did play this one quite a few times because it has only 24 events. It doesn't have as much as some of the other ones do. I think actually all of them have more events than this one does, first one to say. The Wii one has 27 events. The London 3DS one has 50. The Switch one has 30. And the Rio ones have a good amount too. That being said, I did really like doing the speed skating one, and I like doing the ski jump. You go down the thing and then whoosh. I think this one might have that too. It's compatible with the Wii Fit balance board, which I actually did get one of those not too long ago. It's got to be compatible with that one, surely. Me and my homie messed around with the hockey one a bunch of times in this one. That was fun doing that one. I do think I spent kind of the least amount, like still more time than the other games. I only got some of these recently, and I actually had this one since like right after it came out. Out of the 4 most played ones, this is my least most played one. This one I think is my 3rd most played one. Sometimes I just try to beat my records and stuff, like because you can get the gold on the normal, hard, and very hard difficulties. And I actually got this game digitally when the Tokyo Games actually happened in 2021, and it was on sale for like a couple bucks cheaper. So I'm like, yeah, let me get it digitally because I wasn't going anywhere. In I think 2025, I saw this was on sale for 50% off at Best Buy, and I'm like, give me that right now. Because I do like physical copies. My 2nd most played one is the Rio 3DS one. All the story mode endings, the events, pretty sure I got like over 20 hours or something. And the most played, Mario and Sonic at the London 2012 Olympic Games. This one I had for the longest actually. Dude, I got so good at some of these games, like the trampoline one. I literally had it so every jump I did was in the middle and it was perfectly timed. I am just Hamothy at this game. The 100 meter dashes, the javelin throws, the hammer throw where you have to do this with your 3DS. The amount of times I was just like in the back of the car or something. The sheer number of games makes this one quite possibly the best one. I do remember borrowing someone from my daycare's copy of this game, and I remember really liking the bobsled event. Because of just the timing of me doing this video, I think I have to play these ones at least a little bit. Gotta get into the Winter Olympic season. Remember I said hammer throw was my favorite Olympic event? That's actually on the back of the box right there. Swing that Wiimote like crazy, and then on this one, you do this, I'm pretty sure you spin it, it's on the bottom screen. And since this was my most recent acquiring, I actually should give this one a play too, because this is like my least played Olympic Games game. So I gotta be diligent with my testing. When these happened, I was an 8-year-old. Like I didn't really know. I knew about the Olympics because of this, and just because people at daycare were like, oh, the Olympic Games. But I wasn't really into it. These ones were especially huge because Canadian. Everybody had all the TVs. No matter whose house you went to, there was always the games on. Because this was my most played game, this one meant a lot to me. And I do remember playing this at my boy Terrence's house. I didn't play too much of the game. I gotta give it a proper play. But for this one, the actual video game meant more to me than the real one. But I do remember the very iconic Mr. Bean on the piano thing. I remember the Queen jumping out of the plane. Rest in peace to the Queen. I don't remember watching this one. I must have watched the actual games. I just don't remember anything about them. Because I didn't get either of the Rio ones, I just didn't have money at the time. I had to either ask for money for my birthday to get stuff, or do chores or something, and they were pretty expensive. So I don't remember watching too much of the Rio games. And dude, I'm pretty sure the Pyeongchang 2018 ones. I think I watched like one event, whatever these are called, I think moguls or something. It was like, oh yeah, the Olympics are on, and then I saw that one, cool, and then I just missed the rest of them. And these ones I was preparing to watch. So then when they did happen, I watched a couple events here and there. When I got the digital version of this game, I actually convinced my family to play a couple of the events with me. That was a fun time we had. But the most I've watched the Olympics was actually the Paris 2024 Olympics. I made it a big point to my family. We're going to watch the Olympics. The most we've ever watched it. We set up a TV on the main floor of our house. We had the Amazon stick downloaded, the CBC app, hooked all that stuff up, accounts and whatever. I downloaded the Olympic app on my phone too, so I could also just keep track of when stuff was happening. I remember watching the Canadian guy get gold in hammer throw. I'm like, that's my guy. That's me in this game. That's me getting the gold medal. And our goat Summer McIntosh getting all the golds in the swimming. And even the silver, I think, he was just like carrying. I watched the opening and closing ceremonies like as a family together. So like I made it a huge thing. And for these 2026 Milano Olympic Winter Games, I want to do a pretty similar thing. I always thought they were cool, and people over the years have been like, this and that, blah, blah, blah. People just had such negative. I'm like, guys, there's just too much negativity just all the time. Why? You can see how good athletes can be at these events. Even though there's no good games for them, there's like an NFT, whatever the heck that is. But I can play the old ones, and then I can watch the real games and have a fun time with it. Despite me being obviously very into modding and getting things the other way, I do really like official stuff. It doesn't, I guess, matter to me. It's just a cool thing. We have a game series where you got this goofy plumber man and this goofy fast hedgehog with their whole teams. And then you got the official country name, year, an official video game for the Olympic Games on all of it. It's such a simple thing. For me, it's just a cool thing. Yeah. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please sure to like, comment, and subscribe down where the Mario and Sonic at the Olympic games are. Let me know if you have a favorite one of these, or if you have a favorite event to watch. The track and field events are my favorite. Like even back in school, I did the shot put, ball throw, 100 meter. I think we could pick 3 or something like that. Sometimes I did running long jump. I remember that being so fun, even though the best I did was, I think it was running long jump. I got 3rd one time. The last couple people passed me, so then I got 5th. But they gave me a 5th place ribbon, and I'm like, dude, they make 5th place ribbons? My athletic achievement was 5th place ribbon in running long jump. I wasn't athletically, like, I'm short, right? So I got a bit of weight on me, so I wasn't gonna win a lot of stuff. Something about it is just so, I like it. All these reasons are the reasons I wanted to make the video. I think the Olympics are cool and fun. I think the Olympic video games are also cool and fun. Even if it ended, I'm happy with the thing that we got. Anyway, that being said, I'll see you guys next time for the next video, whatever that may be. Peace out, guys. And guys, remember, it's HD.